Yo, what is going on today, guys? It is Sam, better known as Samito. Welcome back to my channel today for another tier list video because it is the start of a season, so I will be doing an ultimate tier list today for every hero in the game. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I'd appreciate having you guys around. My streams are back on this YouTube channel Monday through Friday at 10 or 11 a.m. EST, so be sure to check it out. Enjoy the streams, enjoy the video, and without waiting any longer, let's get right into the action here. So, Nano Boost for Ana. I'm going to say it's A tier. It's not a god tier ultimate, but it's still really, really good. It gets consistent value. It's a great enable for your team. So be sure to be ripping nanos off cooldown. A lot of people like to hold their nanos. That's not really what you should be doing. So yeah, make sure you're ripping your nanos off cooldown. That's the best way to go about it. Bob. I'm putting Bob in S tier in this meta right now. I think as time has gone on, like Bob has just been like clearly one of the better DPS ultimates in the game. He can contest the cart. He's just a seventh man, a third tank, really, really strong ultimate. So Bob just can do so much in terms of utility for the game. Like I've seen so many points captured because of Bob alone. So I think Bob is what makes Ashe a really, really good hero as well. So yeah, Bob gonna be S tier. Amplification Matrix for Baptiste, also S tier in my opinion. I think that like there's so much you can do with this ultimate. It builds incredibly quickly. It changes breakpoints. A lot of times it just wins you fights. And even if you misuse it, it still oftentimes creates space for your team. So it's just very easy to consistently get big value from it. So I'm definitely going to be throwing that one up in S tier. Now, tank form for Bastion. I'm going to put in C tier. Honestly, a lot of the times it's better to just stay in your sentry form because you do more damage against like defense matrix and double shield. So you kind of have to break barriers first and then use the ultimate for it to get big value. So it's an ultimate that requires a lot of setup instead of just getting immediate initial value. So I want to put it in C tier for that reason. So yeah, Bastion tank form going to be C tier. Rally. I think this is no surprise to anyone. I think Rally is the best ultimate in the game. It's incredibly powerful. It's incredibly consistent. It lasts for a long time. It seems like whenever a brig is rallying, things are quite literally unkillable. So yeah, Rally. Definitely going to be an S tier ultimate. Now, okay. Here's a good one. Doom Pistol. C tier. It's super counterable. It's, it doesn't really do too much damage. It's very hard to one-shot people, especially if they're already at full health. Immortality Field counters it. Bubbles counter it. Shields counter it. It's one of the most counterable ults in the game and probably one of the worst ults in the game. I'm not going to put it in D tier because it at least gives you big mobility so you can use it as an escape tool. But it's definitely in terms of offensive power, certainly in the lower half of DPS ults. So yeah, Doomfist Meteor Strike. Going to be C tier. Diva Bomb. It's either A or S. I'm not really sure which one. I'm going to put it in S tier. I'm also going to count Remech alongside that. I just think that it's very great for spacing. It has a ton of kill potential. It has got a lot of mobility, a lot of versatility. It's just all around a really good ultimate to use to clear points, get kills. It can just do so much. You can bomb defensively. Like, you can just initiate with it. And, obviously, I don't usually initiate my Diva Bombs. I actually like to save it for a second life in mech. But it just does so much and allows you to take very, very aggressive space. So, yeah, this is going to be S tier. Duplicate, also going to be S tier. Like, duping tanks can be super oppressive, especially in the right hands. Echo's ult just does so much. So yeah, Duplicate, I feel like this is no surprise to anyone. Its potential is almost limitless with how many ults you can build. It's a really, really strong ultimate, especially since Echo doesn't die in dupe. So yeah, Duplicate, gonna be S tier for sure. Dragon Blade, C tier for sure. It's just not good. It's not good unless you get nanoed, and even if you get nanoed, it's super, super counterable by using other ultimates on it or cooldowns on it for that matter. So yeah, especially with the damage nerf on the blade itself instead of nerfing Nano Blade's ability to boost damage, it just made it like literally awful. Like it takes like 4 slashes to kill a Bap or something through drone, and like it's just very, very difficult. So yeah, Dragon Blade gonna be C tier, and Dragon Strike, I'm gonna put it in B tier. It would be slightly higher rated if Immortality Field wasn't in the game, but it's very low B tier because you can't do much with it now because Bap will just drone it and it will give their Baptiste window, which is a better ultimate. So by using this, you enable this. and that's just really not good. But if you force the drone, you can get a lot of value with it. If you can force an immortality field with it, which enables your team to pop off. So individually, it's not a huge team-wide ultimate anymore, but you know, it's still not the worst ult in the game because you can still initiate with it. You can still zone with it. Like, it's just not quite what it used to be for actually finishing targets. Riptire, I'm going to put in the same boat. Immortality Field really just kind of made this ultimate not that great, considering it already was counterable through shields and bubbles, and now, like, MO, especially with Bap being very good, just kind of completely negates it, so it can't do what it needs to do consistently. So Riptire going to be B tier. Sound Barrier, I'm going to put an A tier. It's either B, it's a B+. We're going to say it's a B+, because it's not... It doesn't have the uptime as Rally. It's not as effective as Rally. I think with MO in the game as well, like, you don't really need something to counter the big grabs. Like, it's just a worse version of Rally. So we're going to put it in B tier. High Noon, also going to go in B tier. Like, if you have the right enable for Cassidy, he can certainly pop off with it and get a big one. But to be honest, I don't see it being nearly as good as the other top tier ults in the game. It's very mid. It's just mid. It's just a B tier ultimate. Now, Blizzard, I'm going to put an A tier. I think Blizzard's a really slept on ultimate. It covers a big range. If you are frozen, you're probably dead. Like, let's be real. Like, you're probably going to be dead if you're hit with a Blizzard. Like, it just freezes you for so long. Great zoning ultimate. I think Mei is definitely a big sleeper in this meta too, so we're going to put Blizzard in that A tier. Valkyrie, I'm going to put an A tier as well. I think Valk is just really good. It's great numbers. You can damage boost the whole team at once. It's like a budget bongo almost, but you can choose when you're healing or not. And it gives Mercy the ability to contest point, especially the good Mercy mains will use Valk and stall out point with it. So, Valkyrie, going to be A tier. It's just super consistent. You can initiate with it. It has a lot of different ways you can use it. So, and there's not like a bad situation to use Valkyrie. So, it's always just going to be good. Coalescence, I'm putting it in B tier because it's not as good as Window. Like, Window just kind of gatekeeps this really hard. But this... Well, I think I'm going to give Cole a B+ or an A. Like, I'm going to give Cole an A for the following reasons. One, it builds really fast, so you can actually build it really quickly. You can initiate with it. It's good numbers. You can force angles with it. I think Cole is underrated, and I think if Bap or Brig, the only reason these two aren't, like, up here is because these two are just better. So yeah, but I still think Cole is incredibly solid as an ultimate. Bongo, gonna be S tier. Incredibly high fight win rate, insane damage amplification for the entire team. It is just, the supercharger is just so good for Orisa. So yeah, definitely an S tier ultimate there. Barrage, I'm gonna say B tier, low B tier. You can't initiate with it in this meta because Sigma and Diva will just eat it and you'll die. It requires a lot of setup, but if you get the right setup, you can absolutely team wipe a team instantly without them paying any attention. So Barrage going to be B tier. Blossom going to be C tier. Another one of those ultimates that you can't really initiate with, and you're incredibly vulnerable when using it. So it requires too much setup to be in the same tier as the rest of these ultimates. So yeah, Death Blossom going to be C tier. Shatter I'm going to put in B tier because it got its damage buff and it can actually break bubbles and insta-kill targets now. It's still not that good because in the mid-fight it's so easy to counter. But if you do land it and you do set it up very similar to Barrage now, it's a huge ultimate that gets enormous value. So yeah, Whole Hog, I'm also going to put in... Well, I'm going to say a Whole Hog's like a high B. It just does a lot of damage and CC. It can rip shields. It can knock people off the map. Just overall, it's a pretty good ability. It's nothing crazy, but like just stat-wise, it does a lot. More so than any of these. So that's why I've got to put it in B tier. Flux... I'm going to put an S tier. Like, you're not really surviving if you get caught into Flux. It does a lot of damage. It has massive team-wide potential. And it's just great at confirming kills. So, like, it's like a better version of Grav, in my opinion, because it's got bigger range, really good setups, etc., etc. So, yeah, Flux going to be S tier. Visor, I'm putting in B tier. It's not that great, but it's not bad. Like, it's very easy to counter, but it's consistent damage. So, it can be used for zoning. It can be used for a lot of different things. So, I think it's just like a very mid ultimate. We're going to put it in B tier. EMP, to no surprise, going to be S tier. You can force out so much with a good EMP. You can take the fight tempo. You can initiate with it. You can play chicken with it to try to bait their support ults. It has so much versatility, and when it hits hard. So yeah, Somber EMP, going to be S tier. in terms of the ultimate category. But in low ranks, there's not much focus fire. So like the mid fight, like after is not great where people can't finish off targets. But like at high ranks, EMP is nuts. Simwall, also S tier. I think Simwall is super underrated. It can be used defensively, offensively. It creates so much space for your team. 4,000 health, really hard to break. You got to put a lot of resources into it to break it. It just has so much utility and so many ways you can use it to enable your team to win. So definitely putting Simwall in S tier for ultimates. Molten Core, putting high A tier. It's not like the best ult in the game, but it is really good. And if you don't respect it, you'll die. You can zone very well with it. You can initiate with it. There's just a lot of different ways that you can use it, and it's pretty strong. I don't quite want to put it in S tier because it's not guaranteed value, but I definitely think it's better. It's better at zoning than Dragons. It outlasts Immortality Field, unlike Tire. And it's just better. It's just slightly better than all of these ultimates down here. So, yeah. Pulse Bomb, I'm also going to put in A tier. Immo kind of counters it. But, like, it's still, like, a really solid ultimate. There's a lot of counterplay to it now, and I think there's just been more answers added to it to the game, which is the only reason why it's not up in here is kind of because of Immortality Field up every fight to kind of counter it whenever you have it. So, it's still a very solid ult, but, you know, we'll have to talk about it later. Walls, I'm just going to put B tier. Like, it's super mid. Like, it enables good Widows, but, like, it's nothing insane. There's not too much to talk about here. It's not bad, but it's not great either. Primal Mid, it's kind of in the same boat as Shatter. You get like it's good. Like if you snowball it, like it could be A tier. So like I'm gonna give it a B plus. But like if you Primal and any of these get used, like you're just dead instantly. So it's just not nearly as good as those. Mines, I'm putting in A tier. Great zoning on the point, pretty consistent. It's slightly better than all of these ultimates, right? So yeah, mine's pretty solid ultimate. Gonna be putting that one in A tier. It's, you know, it's all around pretty good. Grav also gonna go in A tier. Zarya just doesn't have as many answers as these, right? Because all of these can just kind of counter grab, including Immortality Field as well. So I would prefer to have like a Flux or, you know, a window or a bomb or just some things that you can use more aggressively to get consistent value. So it's I think Grab is better than these ultimates, but like it's still not quite in the S tier. So yeah, definitely gonna be A tier. And Trank, S tier for sure. Obviously, I don't really need to explain that one. It's just insane healing, invincibility. It's the big answer to a lot of these super strong like EMP, Copy, Flux, Bomb, whatever it may be, even Window. Popping that Trank can be super, super effective. So yeah, this is my ultimate tier list for season 33. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Be sure to leave a comment down below. It'd really help out the channel. And without waiting, that's actually going to do it today. So thank you so much for watching. Click on screen now to check out the previous video, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.